When blood must have blood, things are gonna get messy fast. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 biggest betrayals on the 100. For this list, we'll be looking at the double crosses and reversed loyalties that left us speechless. On this show, betrayal is as regular as acid rain, but these incidents stand out as some of the coldest of the cold.
Instead, she ran, abandoning all of us like a coward.
Number 10. Murphy helps the Primes in exchange for immortality. Is it surprising when John Murphy betrays anyone?
My question is, how would you like to be immortal too?
I'm listening.
Like a snarky scorpion, Murphy has always done whatever it takes to survive, no matter who he has to turn on. That said, he kind of does cross a line when he decides to team up with the Primes. It's a whole other level of shameless when you help a gang of body snatchers steal a friend's identity. Even grosser, he does it on the condition of joining the Primes in his own stolen body in the future.
What I want to know is what's in it for you.
Only immortality.
It's typical that Murphy doesn't seem bothered by what his choice means for Clarke or anyone else, but the scope of this betrayal marks a new kind of slimy, even for him.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to hell.
Number 9. Abby cures the Allegius prisoners. Dr. Abby Griffin has always been one of the loudest voices of integrity on the 100. That's the reason her downfall was one of the most heartbreaking to watch on the entire show.
I put my life on the line for you, and you promised me that you would quit.
And I will.
Stop lying! It's getting worse. You take one pill to work and then another to sleep.
It was bad enough that her pain pill addiction allowed Dioza to control her, but it was so much worse to see the ripple effect that had on her relationships. Faced with being cut off, Abby tricks Raven into helping her develop medical tech for Dioza's crew, and then physically attacks her when she discovers the truth.
Diagnose and treat Vincent. Then we can talk about your pills.
Watching Abby electrocute this person who was like a second daughter to her, all for the sake of her addiction, we felt the pain almost as much as Raven.
Raven, I will stop.
Said by every addict ever! Well, screw that. I will not help you get your next fix. I didn't build this for a junkie!
Number 8. The Primes hijack Clarke.
Their blood rules us still.
Make way for the Primes.
Let's be clear, the Primes' immortality scheme is super messed up, but at least they were always working with willing sacrifices. Until they got their hands on Clarke, that is. Once she was paralyzed, that sweet, sweet nightblood was just too good to resist.
We can wait 56 years for our baby girl's naming day. We can get her back tonight. All we have to do is kill this innocent girl.
Russell and Simone make the horrifying decision to exploit Clarke's temporary weakness in order to make her a host for their daughter Josephine's mind drive, fully aware that Clarke is most definitely not okay with that idea. We get that they love their kid, but there is no planet in any galaxy where it's okay to just steal somebody else's body, especially when they're not done using it.
I'm sorry, Clarke. I truly am. Shh, please. Don't cry, please. I promise you won't feel pain.
Number 7. Clarke and Lexa trade lives for secrecy. When Bellamy's tip alerts Clarke and Lexa about a Mount Weather missile aimed at the grounder city of Taun DC, we didn't expect the two leaders to just take off without raising the alarm.
We have to start evacuating. Now.
No.
What do you mean, no, Lexa?
If we evacuate, they'll know we have a spy inside their walls.
Not necessarily.
We can't risk it.
Bellamy's infiltration of the mountain was a secret worth protecting, no argument there, but it still seems like there should have been a way to do that without leaving unsuspecting hundreds to die.
Clarke, we have to keep moving. We're not far enough away.
Both Clarke and Lexa are used to making tough calls, but given their shared commitment to the welfare of their respective people, it was unnerving to see how quickly they were able to rationalize such a stone-cold, ruthless decision.
To lead well, you must make hard choices.
Number 6. Jaha and Clarke seize the bunker. The end of the world is a stressful time, and stress pushes people to extremes.
The end of the human race. Can you understand that?
Yeah, I can understand that you did what you think you had to do, like always. But you can't You can't expect me to stay down here not knowing what happened to my sister.
After spending whole seasons trying to help Sky Crew and the Grounders peacefully coexist, Clarke and Jaha chuck it all out the window just days before Earth's full nuclear meltdown and demonstrate their real priorities. Rather than wait for the outcome of the conclave like everyone agreed, they use the distraction to grab the bunker for Sky Crew and seal the doors on the rest of humanity.
Clarke, you agreed to this?
It was her idea.
Breaking a pact and taking control of the only known place in the world where the species can survive is, without question, a bad look all around.
How could they do this?
Sky Crew have betrayed us all.
Number 5. Bellamy teams up with Pike. Bellamy's character journey has been intense, but his all-time low point had to be when he decided to follow Pike into a war against the Grounders.
Anger is our policy. Now, if they're here to defend us, as you say, then tell them to go home. We can defend ourselves!
Even though he's seen firsthand that lots of Grounders can be trusted and respected, Bellamy lets Pike use his guilt over the ambush of Mount Weather to turn him against all of them.
Do we have a problem?
No. I have always done what is best for us. I need you to trust that I am doing that now.
He betrays his allies, he attacks innocent people, and worst of all, he contributes to a series of events that end with Lincoln, his sister's lover and his own former friend, being executed. There are a lot of gray areas on the 100, but simply put, Bellamy should have known better. There's no justifying his choices here.
Where are you gonna go?
You don't get to ask me then.
What more do I have to do to prove that I am on your side?
Bring Lincoln back.
Number 4. Echo tricks Bellamy. When Bellamy first meets Echo, they're both caged up in Mount Weather, and he saves her life.
We got us a live one.
So it's especially rough when she uses his trust in her to start a war on behalf of the Ice Nation. Echo feeds Bellamy a story about a trap at Lexa's summit, drawing Arcadia's fighters to Polis and leaving Mount Weather vulnerable to attack from the Ice Nation's assassin.
I'm going back in there.
Wait a minute, no.
Just let them die!
The facility and its resources are completely destroyed, nearly all of the Arcadians inside are murdered, and Lexa's plan to unite the clans is completely derailed. When you consider the season-long backlash to this event, it's hard to let Echo slide as someone just doing her patriotic duty.
Hi, Plana. Anna, you got your Warren.
Number 3. Bellamy poisons Octavia. If there's one constant about Bellamy Blake, is that he's always been willing to do anything to protect his little sister Octavia.
Anything bad happened to you?
When it becomes clear that nothing will stop Octavia from starting a war with Dioza, Bellamy makes the heart-wrenching decision to protect a chance for peace by poisoning the sister he loves more than anyone.
I'm not here to beg. I came here to tell you that I love you very much.
True, he probably never imagined that she would become a bloodthirsty dictator, but after 4 seasons of watching Bellamy defend Octavia unconditionally, it was a huge shock to see him actively trying to harm her for a change.
What did you do?
I dosed the bar.
It's not that we don't see where he was coming from, but it doesn't make it any easier to watch. Number 2. Lexa leaves Clarke at Mount Weather. As we saw earlier, Lexa is a big picture kind of person, and she's totally willing to make hard choices to do what she thinks is right for her people in the long term.
We do what we must to survive. The enemy does the same. It's not personal.
Between her commitment to the alliance she built with Sky Crew and her growing personal relationship with Clarke, we thought that Lexa had started to include the Sky people in her calculations for the greater good. So it was a huge gut punch when it's revealed that Lexa has brokered her own deal with Mount Weather, bargaining for the release of the Grounders and leaving Clarke's friends trapped inside as unwilling experiments. Whatever her reasons, it's hard to see Lexa's double cross as anything but cruel.
But you don't care about that, do you?
I do care, Clarke. But I made this choice with my head and not my heart.
Okay, but why does it feel so personal when they do these things? Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Abby gives up Jake.
Dad's dead because of you. You turned him in. I know it. Wells told me everything before he let me believe that he did it.
Echo leaves Orlando on Skyring.
2.5 minutes to spare. It's time to go.
No! He knew that girl.
trained her, I'm guessing. How many more people will he know on the other side?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Clarke abandons Bellamy. It seems like no relationship on the 100 has weathered more ups and downs than the one between Clarke and Bellamy, but by season 5, there's no question that they deeply care about each other.
Once Swan Crew surrenders, I'll come and get you out. We'll head back to Shallow Valley. Together.
When he goes over her head to make Maddie the new commander, though, Bellamy crosses a line that Clarke finds hard to forgive. With her adoptive daughter's safety on the line, Clarke helps Octavia stop Maddie's ascension and leaves Bellamy behind to face Blood Reyna's fighting pits. After everything they've been through together, it's brutal to see Clarke walk out on Bellamy, knowing that she's probably leaving him behind to die. Hell hath no fury like a mama bear betrayed.
Arrest the traitors.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.